What's up? It's the big homie. Y'all know who it is. So I ain't gonna tell you what's cause y'all already know. Usually I would say I ain't gonna be before you long, I'm gonna dip. But this video gonna be a little bit longer. Um at church they're having like a men's weekend. So they just did a live. Um the live really encouraged me. They was talking about the struggles men have. Um and I decided I would just shoot this video. Just to add to what they were saying. But my video, I'm gonna talk about the blueprint. Basically, when an architect builds a house, he has a blueprint. The blueprint shows him how the house is supposed to look like. So sometimes, as men, when we are boys, we supposed to get a blueprint from our father how a man's supposed to look like. I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, my father never got a blueprint. And because his dad probably never had a blueprint. So now his life becomes a blueprint for me. So now I have to look at him because he's the example that God has given me of to be what a man is. Sometimes God do that to show you what a man's supposed to do and what a man's supposed not to do. So again, I'll be transparent on this right here. We went to church all the time. So the man that I went to church with wasn't the same man that fathered me that I lived with. So now I'm in a struggle because okay, I want to be saved. So if this how a saved man supposed to look like, I don't want no parts of that. So now some boys never have a father. So now, so they have a blueprint, but they get their blueprint from what the world says. Like, okay, it's good to sell drugs. It's good to sleep with a lot of women. So now it gets to a point that becomes their blueprint. Because so once they get older, they live in their blueprint. So that's the house they end up building. So once they have kids, they teach their sons the same thing. So it's a consistent cycle that goes around and round. But it's another thing. Like if you treat your woman right, if you love your kids, if you love church, you're considered lame, and that's not cool. So everybody wants to be cool. So okay, if it's cool to sell drugs and sleep with a lot of women, or you could be a lame and treat your woman right and love your kids, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna do what's cool. You're not gonna do what's lame because nobody wants to be considered lame. So again, so we grow up into this. So we grow up into the blueprint that we make. So now when you don't have a blueprint, you draw your own blueprint. So once you get older, if you sell drugs or you sell drugs, you sleep with a lot of women, guess what? That's the blueprint you're going to give to your kid. And so now, again, it's a cycle that goes around and round. So now it get to a point, so now all the troubles we have as men, it's because we had the wrong blueprint. So by us having the wrong blueprint, and then on top of that, then it's a lot of situations that when a man have a problem, he's told to be strong. And so now you can't be strong and you say, oh, I'm feeling some kind of way about something. If you feeling some kind of way about something, I thought you supposed to be a man. So and this is a saying that I heard Chris Rock said, it's only 3 people that get love unconditionally. Women, kids, and dogs. For a man, to be loved, he have to give something to be loved. So now, one, you got this blueprint that you got this blueprint that's messed up. So now, once you get older, people are like, you know what? Unless you're doing something for me, I can't love you. So now we got all this stuff going on in our head and get to a point that like, what's going on? So now we go to church and we might see some men that's living godly and we can't like we want to talk to the men and just like this is how I feel. But guess what? My blueprint was like, you know what? You're weak if you talk to somebody else and say I need help because a man don't suppose to need help. Why? Because you're strong. You know what I'm saying? So again, I said that like the blueprint. The blueprint is take what takes a boy from a man. So the question I need to ask you, what blueprint are you living? I hope this makes sense to somebody and to the man. I love you. Peace.